Look at that 3 million volume spike at the end of the day. All just for 5 cents. Are you kidding me? These guys are hilarious. They keep on getting more and more desperate. It's like they're playing a game of psychological warfare on us. Here we are at the tail end of the day, the very last minute. We're aiming for above $13, a beautiful round number. And then bam! Here comes a 3.6 million spike of volume pushing the stocks an incredible amount of 5 cents. Of 5 cents, really all that effort for just 5 cents to $12.95. You got to give it to them. You really do. I mean, that's a whole lot of volume to just send a message. I don't know a better motivation to tell us that we are on the right path for this than to see something like that at the tail end of the day. As I've been saying, we got to show some diamond hands and HODL. We got to build up pressure and get a squeeze going. Hopefully by this Friday, this stock will rise from the ashes just like a phoenix and take us all the way past $15 and into the promised land of $17, $18, $19, or $20. We got to pick up our fellow apricons on the way up to the gamma squeeze land, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the entire day and get going. So hey, every lucky apricon out there, my name is Sean and this is Sean's Stocks. Before we get started, I just want to say that I am not a financial advisor, so please use your own judgment and do your own due diligence on anything I talk about today. Today we are going to again continue talking about the lucky stock, the underdog, the one and only Clov, C-L-O-V. This is my 13th video on Clov. If you want to binge watch all of those videos, there is a link in the description below to a playlist. If you appreciate my following of Clov and want to get this video out to more people and help spread the word about Clov's momentum, please like this video, share with a friend or community, and subscribe. Keep in mind, the more likes, comments, and subscribes, the more the YouTube algorithm is likely to push out this video to more people and keep this Clov momentum going. So with that being said, let's get started. So throughout the entire day, we saw a volume of 40 million shares, and that's really low. It's 13 million less than Tuesday and a lot less than the 700 million we saw last week. And I think we should be able to get to 20 million by Friday at this rate. That is looking so good for us. As I mentioned before, the more volume continues to decrease, the more days there are to cover for these shorts. So I'm just going to continue hodling. Today, though, was another red day. We dropped a total of 82 cents by starting off at $13.57 and then closing at $12.95. The after hours gave me a sliver of hope, though. We went up by a little bit. We went up by 3 cents, okay? The high of the day was at $13.72. You can see that right up here, $13.72, okay? And that was at the beginning of the day. As usual, we saw it dip. We saw it drop. And then it shot up for a little bit. This time, it wasn't as much like the previous days. It shot up by about 3%, okay? And then it basically kept on falling for the rest of the day until we hit the $12.50 mark, which was the low of the day. After we reached that low, we did see a pretty strong movement upward by about 4.5%, and that's starting here at 2:46 p.m. and going all the way to 3:12 p.m. And then just when you think things are looking really good with the great George W. Foreman right here, which is usually a bullish sign, right? The stock dipped and then ended under 13. But it's okay. We ended the after hours pretty well off. So we will see what the rest of the week holds for us. As I mentioned before, we should be experiencing the same amount of pressure and a wild volume spikes during the rest of the week. We will probably be going continuously being attacked so that they can keep us, as many of us, out of the money as possible. They don't want $15 calls to be in the money. They don't want $14 calls to be in the money. And we saw today that they especially don't want $13 calls to be in the money. They just want to push the stock all the way down and for us to basically just give up. But we got to hodl. We got to get this stock up in order to get a gamma squeeze going soon. So now, as usual, we're going to move on. We're going to move on and go to the stock news of the day. First, Clover Health currently has a 44.46 short interest on the free float. Yesterday, we had a 47.87 short interest on the free float percentage. This is a little bit of a dip compared to the previous day. However, we are increasing the days to cover. Right now, we are at 1.17 days, whereas yesterday, we were at 1.14 days. Next, checking out the iBorrow desk. Let's check that out real quick. Here we are. And as you can see, there are 20,000 shares available. That is a lot less than Tuesday's 150,000 shares. We can also see that the fee is at 5.8%. That's a huge drop in the number of shares that are available, which is really, really good news. At the end of the day, I think that on Thursday, we very well could see the stock testing out the $12 mark again, and we need to do our best to make sure that as many option calls get into the money as possible for Friday. There'll be a ton of volatility, but as long as we hodl and buy the dip, we will be cooking. As I mentioned before, patience is key with this play, as momentum needs to build. I'm excited to see if this week is going to be the week of a squeeze, but only time will tell. Again, check out my other 12 videos on Clove by binge watching the Clove playlist in the description. And if you like this content and want me to continue following Clove this closely, hit the like button, subscribe, and have a great trading day, you lucky people. Take care. Bye-bye.